as part of
Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Discourse on Kia 95.9 FM. And again, I'm Isaac S. George, seated here this evening, serving as your usual host on the National Discourse. I look forward again today for us to have a very wonderful, exciting, and a great conversation this evening on our today's segment. So there are many things going on across our country, and it will interest you to note that all of those issues are bordering on the progress of our country, and it will also be important for us to talk about those issues, because if we cannot talk about those issues, who have the responsibility? If we as Liberians cannot speak to issues that are confronting with the Liberian people, then who then have the responsibility to speak to those issues? So again, I'd like to say thank you for joining us. We will go for a very short break, after which we are going to return and go through our major talking points here. Talking point after talking point, and going to lay out our own analysis, after which we have you participate during the latter stages of this segment of our today's broadcast. But right now, let us go for our break and be right back.
Street no they forget. Respect na reciprocal.
So good evening again. I'd like to say thank you for being there with us. I'm Isaac S. George, and I'd like to remind you that I am privileged to sit in the seat to serve as the host for this particular segment on the National Discourse. So on yesterday, we celebrated our 179th independence. We did celebrate 179 years of independence as a nation and as a people. What we were celebrating, I, Isaac, do not know. That is why I took to my Facebook page and I asked the question, what are we celebrating as a nation, people? But what I want you to know is that we as Liberians, we are resilient, we are strong, we are courageous, we believe in ourselves, we are pragmatic, we have that sense of recognition as a citizenry, such that whenever a day comes in our country's history, such as the Independence Day, we just do not sit and have a sober reflection, but we celebrate. We do not celebrate because everything is going well in our country, which of course it is not the case. We celebrate because we are a group of people who believe in this nation. We are a group of people who believe that this nation is the only place for which we cannot be deported. And as a result of that belief, as a result of that perspective and that realization that we have collectively ingrained in our thoughts as Liberians, we celebrate. We do not celebrate because people are siphoning the resources of our state. We do not celebrate because medication cannot be seen at our respective public health institutions across our country, the hospitals, the clinics, the various medical centers across our country. When they do not have medications to provide to citizens that go to seek proper medication, that is not the reason we celebrate. We celebrate as Liberians collectively simply because we have immersed ourselves with the philosophy of resilience as a country and people. Even though we are poverty stricken, even though the increment of youth unemployment in this country is historical, we still celebrate. We still celebrate. The reason why we also still celebrate is because we cannot have a safe haven apart from the one we have now as this country, which is Liberia. So the reasons for which we celebrated on yesterday and recognized our Independence Days, which was on Sunday, is because we are a group of people who believe in the future of this country. We did not celebrate a politician. We did not celebrate a political party. We did not celebrate a tribe. Neither did we celebrate a religion. We celebrate Liberia and its people, the people for whom we are, the people filled and ingrained with wisdom, the believability of the future of this country. That is the reason for which Liberians came out in their numbers to celebrate. That is the reason. And I like to extol and thank every Liberian that went out there during the celebration of the 179th independence of our country. I want to thank every one of you. I want to thank every one of you. Even though the economy is harsh, the condition for which the economy is unleashing upon us is very, very harsh. Yet and still, we maintain a monumental and huge level of resilience and say, no, we are going to celebrate our country's independence. We are going to celebrate the existence of this country since its independence. Even though we have fought war, even though we have been bedeviled by the Ebola crisis, even though we have also been bedeviled by the coronavirus crisis, even though we have corruption crisis in our country, even though we have a leadership deficit, a great leadership deficit in our country, we went out to celebrate. So our celebration was not a political celebration. No, our celebration was not. It did not give a political semblance. It did not give, like I intimated earlier on, a religious semblance, and it also did not give a tribal semblance. It did not give a semblance that amplify a specific sect of our country. It gives a broader picture as it relates to the way the Liberian man believes in the future of this country. That is why Liberians went out in their numbers celebrating. And what is interesting for us to know is the fact that it is not only on the home front that the independence was being celebrated. All across the world, Liberians residing in the diaspora celebrated. From Turkey, Korea, in these Asian nations, with even the great United States of America, Liberians across celebrated the independence of this nation. But there is a question that I want to ask us this evening. And I think it is very, very important that that particular question be asked so that we can have a perspective of how far we've come as a country and people. But before I ask that particular question, usually I tend to sit and talk a great deal about the political leader of the ANC, Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. I believe in him. I should say, I believe that he is one person for whom we are yet, as a country and people, been able to recognize that he embodies that acute level of leadership ability, that he espouses basically everything we look for in a great leader. I believe so. And that is one thing most Liberians are yet to, recognize. And I want to bring to your attention what Mr. Cummings wrote on his Facebook page before the celebration of the festive season, our nation's celebration, right? And permit me to read, fellow Liberians, Mr. Cummings' message to us Liberians as it relates to the recent celebration that we, held in our country for our nation's independence in recognition of that. He said, Liberia at 179, a call to fix our systems and secure our future. Fellow Liberians, distinguished friends of our republic, tomorrow, as we mark 179 years of our country's independence, we celebrate the courage, resilience, and hope of our people. But true independence isn't just about speeches and parades. It is a time for honest reflection. Liberia is founded on a premise of liberty, justice, and opportunity for all. Yet, for too many of our market women sailing under the hot sun, our youth searching for honest work, and our families striving for a better life, that promise remains unfulfilled. I am convinced that our biggest challenge is simple. Our institutions are failing us. Look at what is happening around us. Massive cocaine busts, like the 198 compressed plates intercepted at RRA and nearly 4,000 kg seized in Dwazon, show how deeply illegal drugs threaten our security. Law enforcement officials implicated in drug use, illegal mining that sparks border tensions with Guinea, a total lack of transparency over major projects like the Foya building construction. These are not isolated mistakes. They are symptoms of weak systems and leadership deficits. When institutions fail, corruption thrives, and ordinary Liberians suffer. So what should we actually do? We must build strong institutions that work for the people, not the powerful. This means courts where justice is bland, where a high-ranking official and an everyday citizen face the exact same law. Security forces that protect our communities rather than enabling drug traffickers or taking bribes. Anti-corruption agencies with real teeth empowered to investigate, prosecute, and recover stolen public funds. Transparent government systems that ensure our tax dollars build schools, hospitals, and roads instead of lining private pockets. Strong institutions and systems are not abstract ideas. They are the shields that protect our families and secure our children's future. No matter our party, tribe, or county, our destiny is bound together. Liberia deserves better. Our youth deserve opportunity. Our democracy deserves integrity. Together, let us demand accountability, repair our broken systems, and build a nation where governance truly serves the people. Happy Independence Day, Liberia. May God bless us all, and may God save the state. This is what Mr. Cummings intended to convey to the broader masses of the Liberian people in recent times. And, he asked a very profound question, a question which I think many of us Liberians should be able to ask. And that is, can we fix our systems in this country to secure our future? The systems of Liberia, can we fix it to secure our future? That is the question the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, Mr. Cummings, is asking every Liberian to fix our system and secure our future. Because when the system is broken, when institutions are weakened, the future of the country remains in bleak. And that is the call Mr. Cummings is championing. That is what he is saying. Youth unemployment is on the increase. It is on the increase. The people who believe in the future of this nation remain to be disappointed and languishing in abject, extreme, and vicious conditions. Market women, they go to the market, they make business. Unfortunately, they cannot reap to an action to a very larger extent, I should use that word, the profit of the business they are making. That is as a result of a broken system. And once the system is broken, you cannot believe in your future. The institutions are weakened. The institutions are disintegrated across our country. Look at the justice system. Look at the judiciary, for example. What can you point to when it comes to the rule of law in this country as to whether the arbiter of law, those people that are clothed with the responsibility and the authority to ensure that justice be adjudicated in a competent court of jurisdiction, void of partiality, political, tribal, religious, and those connections, void of them. Can we boast of our justice system? Can we boast of the judiciary as Liberians? Can we boast of education in this country? So it is a call to fix the system, to fix the system, to have a repair in the system, to regurgitate, to change, to transform, so that progress can be the order of the day, so that progress can be the mantra for which Liberia as a country can thrive on. That is the patriotic and the nationalistic call Mr. Cummings is making to each Liberian. Let us fix our system and secure our future. You cannot continue to be a debased nation as a country that is 179 years of age, 200 years of existence. This place have existed for 2 centuries. since 1822 up to 2026 is 2 centuries and 4 years. Yet, as a nation, there is nothing we can point to in terms of us bragging. Do we have bragging rights when it comes to specific facet of our society? Every fabric in this country is broken, is downtrodden. It is not making any form of progress. There is no prospect in the progressive nature of the fabrics of our country. And that is the call that is being made to each and every one of us this evening and before now, that we should we should fix our system and secure our future as a people and country. And part of that, it goes to us. Part of that is to ensure that the leaders we elect are people who believe in fixing the system. The leaders whom we elect, we should make sure that they are people that believe in fixing the system to secure the future of this nation. Because when Mr. Cummings talked about securing the future of this nation, he is basically emphasizing the point that successive generations to come will not be shaving blame on the past generation or past administrations or past leadership of this country, but rather praise them for the level of work employed over the years to ensure that a foundation is being laid for the progress of this nation. That people that will come after us, the current generation, they will come and sit on the old mat, as it is being commonly said, to plant the new mat. That is, you lay a perfect foundation, a solid one, a cemented foundation, so that successive generation comes and they adulate you, they revere you, they extol you, and they exhort you as the current generation of leaders of this country. That is what Mr. Cummings is simply trying to tell us, that we should fix the system to secure our future. We should fix the system to secure our future as a country and people. It's almost like you have so many things to do, you have several other things to look out for. So you have an opportunity now that it is not everlasting, but it is in existence for a very little period of time. And you should be able to utilize that opportunity in a very sound and refined and responsible manner, such that after it leaves, you do not regret for not using the opportunity which you have now in a fashion that you should have used. So it is a call to every one of us, fellow Liberians, that we should fix the system so that our future can be secure. And part of fixing that particular system is to ensure that we abhor corruption, is to ensure that we reject the act of electing corrupt officials and those of the people that have harmed this country. That is what we should think about. That is what we should concentrate on as a nation and people. That our society should not be a safe haven for corruption. Our society should not be a place where corruption is thriving, is making significant impact, and increasing level of success is being made by a national menace and a national degree or disgrace such as corruption. No. That is part of fixing the system. We should detest it to the core. We should not elect people that have that have committed huge level of crime, monumental level of wounds that have been instilled on this country by corrupt and recycled political elites. It is part of fixing the system, fellow Liberians. It is. It is part of fixing the system. If you're listening to me this evening, if you are following me live this evening as well via the internet, Facebook, you should understand that it is time as a nation people to fix the system of this country. And part of fixing the system is one of those things: de-electing, rejecting, and detesting corrupt officials, telling them that the public space, public service is not meant for individuals who believe that to serve in the public is an opportunity to leash on state cover, who believe that to serve in the public of on behalf of the public, pardon, to serve on behalf of the public is an opportunity to get rich. Public service is not get rich quick scheme. It is not. Public service is meant to provide responsible leadership to the public. That is the Liberian people. The Liberian people who elected you. The Liberian people who believe that you can do the job. That is part of the reasons you were elected. So it is about fixing the system. And as Liberians, we can take on the responsibility by taking the bull by its horn and ensuring that to fix the system. One of the means we can utilize as a nation and people is to ensure that we reject individuals that have instilled wounds and harm on this nation. That is my own belief. That is how I think we can revolutionize, we can change, we can transform, we can reintroduce a new dawn. And that is what the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings, is telling us, that we should fix the system. We should fix the system. I agree with him. I clearly agree with him. In a nation where the young people are unemployed, most often we are on the social media, and one of the things that I saw, and it was really embarrassing, completely embarrassing. And I don't know, but most of those public officials do not have shame for themselves. They clearly don't. They do not believe that as a public official, the responsibility is not to distribute monies on the common people. That is not part of your developmental agenda or your legislative agenda or your executive agenda. No, it is not part of that. It is not. If you go to other refined, responsible nations across across the globe, you do not see the public officials distributing monies. But what struck me to a great deal during the course of this entire festive celebration of our independence is the fact that one of the government officials in Senator Yombri Kanga Lawrence, took to her Facebook page, and she decided to distribute 300,000 Liberian dollars. In conversion, it is about 1,000. It is about 1,000 and some more United States dollars. Yes, if you convert it, you do the mathematics. is little above 1,000 USD. Mind you, the honorable senator's office budget is more than 900,000 USD. That particular 1,000 constitutes 0.17%. If you do your mathematics correctly, it constitutes 0.17% of her budget, her office budget. So the question is, instead of distributing monies on the common people as a means of celebrating the independence of the nation with them, Iman believe you have to create avenues, pardon, where the people they themselves can fish for themselves. You cannot put fish in the people's mouth. Allow them to fish for themselves. And part of that is creating an environment that gives them the opportunity, creating sectors that provide them the opportunity to thrive, to make significant impact, to put food on their tables. The senator wanted to uh, select 1,500 individuals. Unfortunately, you had about 12 to 13,000 persons committing just for 1,000 Liberian dollars each. It tells you basically how ravished our country is. It tells you how ravished, how damaged our society is. That during the celebration of the festive season, a public official who is basically there to serve the people is distributing that very minute amount of money on the people whom she took oath to serve, protect, and lead and transform their lives. If the Liberian people's lives were transformed to a great deal, I tell you, they could not have gone to comment under the post made by the senator to receive 1,000 Liberian dollars. 1,000 Liberian dollars that cannot do anything for you. 1,000 Liberian dollars that cannot do anything for you. Liberians in their numbers, in their gigantic numbers, could not have gone down there to comment. She wanted 1,500 persons. Over 12,000 persons committed. It is over 500% of the proposed individual or the supposed selected persons. It tells you that derivation tells you exactly how the country is. That is what it tells you. Indeed, that we as a nation and people, we are ravished. There is some level of corrupt onslaught against our future. And it is high time that we say the truth and speak with facts. We say the inconvenient facts to our leaders. Like Mr. Cummings is saying, that we need to fix the system of this country and secure the future of our people. Yes, we should do that. There were promises made by this government. There were promises made by this government. And the promises made by this government, are they living up to those promises? Are they living up to those promises? We are going to explore more. We have time. Are they? So, that's just to begin with, as a means of bringing to your attention, fellow Liberians, what exactly we are faced with as a nation and people. You know, last year, 2025, the president of this country, His Excellency, President Bokai, said very emphatically through his State of the Nation address, the SONA, that his government is committed in the year 2025 and 2026 to construct 600 affordable housing units across our country. 600 affordable housing units across our country. So, as part of that, it is my belief that the housing authority, the National Housing Authority, and the Liberia Agency for Community Service and Empowerment lists would have collaborated to ensure that these 600 housing units will be built across our country before 2026 comes to an end. That was one of the promises made by the president through his 2025 State of the Nation address. Today, we do not know as to whether that project has even commenced, because through our investigative research, it is yet to commence. That is 600 housing units. You will be able to construct 40 housing units, affordable ones, across each counties. If you do the division, it will be 40 housing units to each county. 40 housing units to each county. 600 divided by 15 is 40 to each. But the issue of housing in this country is an issue that we cannot overemphasize. The reason why it cannot be overemphasized to that extent is because governments past and present, administrations past and present, have failed the Liberian people to provide affordable housing. And it is a very vital issue that the provision of affordable housing is not just a governmental humanitarian project. No, it is not. It is a basic human right. It is a basic administrative responsibility of the government of today to ensure that they provide housing for their citizens, the people whom they took oath to serve, not just to provide housing, but to provide housing to an affordable degree. To provide housing to an affordable degree where the people can be able to afford to live in those houses or homes being constructed by national government. Today, across our country, we have rented on the increase. We have rented on the increase. We have rented on the increase. Liberians have been put out of the houses they are renting because they do not have the money to pay rent. And where the government much more responsible and equally are interested in ensuring that the people have affordable housing, they would have done that. And many Liberians would not have been left in acute shame today and extreme depression when it comes to their living place. Someone may argue that to live in a home across our country, I mean, they do not expect government to do it. It means that you are not thinking. It means you are not thinking. Because across responsible and civilized societies, the government of the day provide housing for its citizens. They just do not provide housing, they make those housing or houses affordable where people can go and live there and pay rent to government in return. Yes, indeed, they provide that. And it is important that you know it. It is important that you be informed that one of the promises made by the president of this country is yet to be implemented. It is the president's responsibility. It is his national responsibility. It is the president's national responsibility. I like to remind the president. I like to remind Mr. President. I like to remind Mr. President that the housing units you promised across the country, have they been constructed? The 600 housing units you promised during your 2025 State of the Nation address, Mr. President, have those housing units been constructed? If not, we believe that the government have failed when it comes to the provision of providing or the provision of giving housing, affordable housing to Liberians across our country. That is our belief, Mr. President. We believe the government is failing in that regard. And one of the things that many of us will now want to believe is that these little promises made by the president that remain by the president that remains unfulfilled has the proclivity to derail the respectability of his regime. It has the potential to ensure the Liberian lost hope and confidence in the regime. Because as common as the construction of housing is, the government is unable to construct houses across the country. They have marketed their inability in that regard. I'm so sorry that many of us Liberians are yet to know the significance of reading, because many people who read, they understand these things. I read the arrest agenda for inclusive development, and part of that, it talks about the nation being de-dollarized before 2029. It's not about eradicating the dollar, no. It is about mitigating to a great deal or reducing to a great deal the presence of the dollar in our country. That is a policy written in the agenda of the rescue government that is to be implemented between 2023 to 2029. It is a policy in the government, in the government's agenda. But is the Liberian dollar appreciated in this country? Is the Liberian dollar appreciated? Can the Ministry of Finance and the central bank tell the Liberian people what are the economic methodologies, the fiscal and the monetary methodologies being utilized to reduce the significance of the US dollar and to increase the significance of the Liberian dollar, where many Liberians can go for for the Liberian dollars and be able to negate the significance of the USD today. Today, that particular economic, fiscal, and monetary policy is being thrown under the carpet, even though it is a major part of the policy agenda of the president. Yes, it is. It is a major fabric of our country, and we should be able to look in that regard. We should. So, I mean, these are some of the things that we like to say to the president. That Mr. President, those promises made must be lived up to. So, fellow Liberians, if you are just joining me, my name is Isaac S. George, and this is the National Discourse on Kia 95.9 FM. And if you are following us live via the internet, this is LIB Future TV via Facebook. I like to thank everyone that are following this live this evening. I mean, all of these happenings all of these happenings are taking place under the watch of President Borgai. And we must be able to speak to them. We must be able to share our own perspective. We must be able to give the opportunity to Liberians who believe in the future of this country to have their say, to be able to live up to the democratic tenets of having the opportunity to provide your own ideological perspective when it comes to national conversation. And that is why a platform such as this one is being created. That is why. So we have not forgotten. We have not forgotten the cocaine story. We have not forgotten the major historical drug bust in our country. We haven't. We are following very closely. We are asking questions. We are investigating. We are speaking with relevant people in those relevant institutions responsible to curb, mitigate, and assuage the availability of drugs in our country. We are following very closely. We are ensuring that the relevant institutions that are responsible to supplant or reduce the availability of drugs in our country, we are speaking with individuals from those areas. And the news emanating are very disastrous, very bad, and it is extremely unbelievable to believe that the security sector of this country is complicit in the entire drug saga. The security sector, the sector that has the statutory responsibility to protect us as Liberians, are complicit within this particular drug saga. Last week, I sat on this platform and I argued against the idea of us politicizing. I argued against the idea of us wearing political hats, political caps, political garments, political coat suits to discuss this drug matter. Because it is my belief that the issue of drugs is not a political matter. It is a national threat, and it should be treated as a national threat. That is how drug is. But it is very frustrating, disappointing that people involved in this particular drug matter are individuals from the security sector. No. Why is it so? Why is it so that the people who swore an oath to protect the citizens of this country, to ensure that the lives and property of this nation, of people of this nation, is being protected, are the ones that are involved with this entire drug saga? Why? Why is it like that? Why is it like that? The issue of drugs in this country, the issue of drugs in this country is a major national crisis. The president, the president should ensure that everyone responsible for this particular drug saga be brought to book. No stone should be untouched. We should touch every person involved. If you follow the drug saga in this country in recent times, and you've been following all of the major happenings taking place across, you will then realize, that to a great deal, this drug issue, there are big hands in the current administration that are aware, informed, and responsible for the for the drug crisis we are faced with. Yes, they are informed, they are aware, and they are responsible for the drugs or crisis we are faced with as a country and people. Big hands are enabling the cartel. Big hands. Do you think those two foreign nationals that were being arrested by the Jones security did just come into Liberia like that? Do you believe they came by themselves? Do you believe they just got up one early morning as a member of a major drug cartel and they decided that Liberia is the country we are going to reside in? They just infiltrated our security system without them being checkmated, without them being able to be properly scrutinized by the security of the state. And they came to Liberia, resided in the VOA area, or one may want to say dry zone area. Hmm? Do you think so? For me, I just do not believe so. I believe that major actors in the security sector, as well as the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary sectors, those individuals, they are major actors in the government that are enabling the cartel. They are providing them the opportunity to come and use this country as a transit point to distribute drugs across the world. So Liberia now is being described as a major drug transit point. Yes, a major drug transit point. That is how Liberia is being described. Over half a billion, over half a billion worth of drug today in our country. Is it not a concerning matter? Is it not a matter where we can go galvanize ourselves and call on national government to speak to it? Do you know the impact on the image of the country when it comes to this issue of drugs? Do you know the impact? Do you know how it feels for such a huge quantity of drugs to be in your country? And I don't want to mince my words on this particular drug issue because I feel so terrible. I feel very terrible by the fact that certain group of people want to politicize it when drug does not represent a political party. I feel so terrible by that idea. Indeed, the security system of our country is weak. It is very weak. The individuals there are easily compromised. They are easily penetrated. They can be easily purged to the extent that little or nothing can bland their consciousness. It can make them to quickly eradicate from their sense of reasoning. It enables them in a very distressing manner to have a toxic relationship with their reasoning, with their sound level of reasoning as a nation and people and as security personnel of our country. That is the kind of dark cloud this particular drug saga has placed over our nation. Today, fellow Liberians, the international image of our country is derailing on the international scene. Other nations across are looking at us in a different tone. They are looking at us with a different lens from a different vantage point. Is our passport going to be respected across there? Will Liberians be able to go to other countries without being extremely checked, scrutinized? Will we, as a nation and people, will we? That is a question to be answered. Will we, as a nation and people? It is very saddening, very, very saddening that the issue of drugs in this country, the people responsible are individuals found within the security sector and are individuals found within the judiciary, are individuals found within the executive, are individual found within the legislature. I'm not going to take anyone from there. All individuals that are found within this particular drug saga, they have individuals or persons from each of the branch of our national governance system of this country. Yes, they do. They may have connection in the executive, they may have connection in the judiciary, and they may have a very huge level of connection in the security sector. Because a drug was being found at our port, in fact, our only international airport. A drug was being found there. Who enabled that? Personnel from the security department of the airport. The people who swore oath to protect the airport and ensure that everything at that airport be void of controversy. Yes. But today, fellow Liberians, it is on the other side. It is on the other hand. It is. So where are we headed as a nation and people when it comes to when it comes to how distressing it is? When it comes to how distressing it is, where are we as a nation and people? Drugs is in our country today. It is damaging the image of our country. It is damaging the image of our country, fellow Liberians. And certain group of people wants us to remain tight-lipped. Certain group of people wants us to remain tight-lipped on the issue of drugs in this nation today. We disagree. We disagree, fellow Liberians. We do disagree. So, the security sector, the security of our state, the security of our state must be tightened. This is my recommendation to the president. The security of our state must be tightened, Mr. President. Our security is easily penetrated. The security sector of this nation is easily penetrated, which is why today we have a major drug bust in our country. There are enablers in the security sector, and the level of investigation that should take place should be very, very much impartial on everyone. We have porous borders points. Yes, we have porous border points across our country. But what I want us to note as we are listening and following this evening is not about us being having porous border or border points only, even though it is part of the problem, but it is also a matter of importance to know that those border points are porous because government refused to enhance the capacities of individuals responsible and stationed at that particular border points in a manner wherein they cannot be easily penetrated. So therefore, we must be able to tighten our borders. We must be able to ensure that individuals in our security sector are responsible enough, corruption free, and are not easily penetrated. Yes, we should do that. We should do that as a nation people. And this goes to the government. This goes to the government, Mr. President. We have to have a new renaissance across our country. We have to have that. We have to. We have to have that. And part of that in our security sector is to enhance the workings of the LDEA. Is to enhance the working of the LDEA. Today, the Liberian National Police can no longer give us update as it relates to the status of the huge level of drugs that just came in our country. Today is Tuesday. We expected the Liberian National Police to tell the Liberian people as it relates to the status of the investigation. Have those foreigners been able to call name? Have they been able to mention individuals as it relates to the people that gave them residence permit? Because I learned that they own homes. Who gave them gun were being found there at the resident that they busted the drugs at. Guns were being found. Guns were being found, fellow Liberians. Guns were being found. So, who gave them the gun? That is the question we are asking. That is the question we are asking. Who gave those foreign nationals guns? More to that, fellow Liberians, who enabled them to come into our country. Who enabled them to come in our country and use our country as a transit route. As a transit route to sell or transport drugs, those individuals' names must be brought to the public. Those individuals' names must be brought to the public. Because, as I said, for me, the issue of drugs is not a political thing. I cannot politicize it. I cannot make it to be as though it is, a matter to amplify certain political figure and dehumanize another political figure. No. I believe that the government should do its best, its urgent best, to ensure that that particular matter be brought under control. That is my belief as a Liberian. That is it. That is what I believe in. That we cannot politicize the issue of drugs in this country. We cannot. We cannot. Drugs is a national disaster. It is. And if we want to ensure that we curtail drugs, if we want to ensure that we mitigate it, we must begin by bringing to book those individuals involved, whether they are in government, whether it will bring the government down, whether it will not bring the government down, whether it will bring certain high profile officials down. Let them come down. Let them come down. Because if they did not want to come down to begin with, they would not have gotten involved into transporting drugs across our country and using our nation as a transit route to ship drugs across the globe and giving our nation a very negative image, an image that people will not want to make business with us, that will scare investors away. That will scare investors away. This drug issue should not be taken lightly. It should not be taken lightly, fellow Liberians. It should not be taken lightly. We should ensure that we employ every effort, every frantic effort, such that the issue of drugs can be curtailed. Now, when the Liberian National Police Inspector General is giving a very hostile response to question being asked by responsible journalists, no. And as like we bring in a Maggie, and anybody that bring a Maggie, then we'll bring us. No, honorable IG, you should be able to speak to this matter, not in an emotional fashion. No, the body language should not be a one that presents emotions. No, you should be very calm, collected, and extremely compact to speak to this particular matter. Yes, Mr. Inspector General. That is what you should, that is how you should be. And that is why we are calling on the RG, the Joint Security, the Ministry of Justice, to speak to this particular drug matter. There was a video, fellow Liberians, that was circulating across the social media when it comes to this same drug issue. In that video, as we saw it, the people involved, the cartel leaders, the ring leaders of the cartel, they were threatening the current administration. And in fact, in that same video, the president's son was being implicated. And also one of the ambassadors at large for sport, I think, yes, when Ibrahim was being implicated, I do not want to say this is a propaganda, but what I'm saying is if individuals can govern themselves and threaten the government of the day and telling the government that individuals that are playing major roles in the government are involved and in the know of this entire drug saga, then we understand how compromised this particular drug saga is. Indeed, indeed, that is the compromising nature of it. Other people, other people said it was an AI video. That is red herring. You cannot inject AI into the conversation because if you listen keenly, if even students of IT, information technology, AI scholars that are currently across our country have been able to determine that the video is not AI aided video. It was a real video. So we should be very courteous enough. We should be very, 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 extremely, I should say, careful how we go about with this issue of drugs, fellow Liberians. And this goes to the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police and the Joint Security. I want to say thanks to, our international partners for enabling the Liberia National Police and Joint Security to go about busting those drugs across our country. Had it not been for our international partners that gave the intel to the Joint Security, today we wouldn't have known whether we had over 360 million worth of drugs in our country. We wouldn't have known the 17 million worth of drugs in our country today had it not been for the credible information given by our international partners and the US Embassy CIA. The last time Mr. Cummings held a press conference, he said to the Liberian people that he would have encouraged his friends on the international community to come assist the government in the process of investigating the drugs matter in a very credible fashion, impartial fashion, and an independent fashion. After that, last week, members of the American Drugs Enforcement Agency came in country. Members of the CIA came in country. They are currently on home soil, aiding the investigation of the National Joint Security. I want to thank Mr. Cummings again for rendering us that opportunity. For rendering us that opportunity. I want to thank Mr. Cummings. Yes, I want to thank him. He would have amplified through a propagandistic means. Oh, the government bringing drugs, or the government are able to control. But he said he will encourage his international partners to come and collaborate. That is a responsible leader. That is a leader that is responsible enough, that wants to see the nation move forward. He wants to see the nation progress. That is Mr. Cummings. That is Mr. Cummings. For you and I. So, before we take calls, I like to zero in on two issues that are very important, and I want to have everyone informed about those issues. And I think it is also important that you be reminded that the conditions for which you find yourself have not changed. Those conditions for which we voted against have not changed. And if those conditions have not changed, then it means we have the ultimate constitutional responsibility to call forth the government's attention, to call the government's attention to listen to our cry, to understand that they have a responsibility to uphold to, and they should organize themselves in a fashion that will provide the Liberian people the opportunity to praise them. And this is what I mean. As part of the reasons why the President Bokai, was being voted, as part of the reasons why he was given the overwhelming mandate by the Liberian people, is one, he would have provided job opportunities for the Liberian people through bringing concessionaires across the country. And while those concessionaires are in country, they will be able to provide job opportunities for the Liberian people. Skilled and unskilled laborers would have found an opportunity across our country, or found opportunities across our country to work, find ends meet. When they find ends means, they put food on their tables. They put food on their tables. That is, fellow Liberians, one of the primary reasons why this government was being elected. Today, the government cannot point to a single foreign direct investment. The government cannot point to a single foreign direct investment in this country. Yes, the government has not provided opportunities for the over 3.5 million Liberians that are under the employment grade of our country. They are not involved. They are under striving to get involved into the employment quadrant of this country. Yet, they do not have the opportunity because the government is yet to provide that opportunity for them to have means of being employed. President Bokai, when you talk about rescuing the people, the provision of jobs for and on behalf of the people is a part and parcel of the rescue agenda. Yes, the provision of jobs and opportunities, the enabling environment being created for Liberians to work and thrive, to make business, is a part of the rescue agenda, Mr. President. Indeed, that is it. It is unfortunate that the conditions on which the Liberian people voted are yet to be changed. Those conditions remain unchanged, Mr. President. That is why we are saying to you, that in order to maintain power, you should be able to change the conditions of the people. You should be able to change the conditions of the people, Mr. President. And part of that, like I said, is the provision of jobs. Because the economy is unleashing harshness. Harshness. Very, very extreme level of harshness. That is what the economy is unleashing. Look at the recent commemoration of our independence. Go under various giveaway of government officials, celebrities. You will see the Liberians in their numbers want as low as 1,000 United States dollars. They want as low as 1,000 United States dollars. It is not a good picture. It is not a good picture that is being presented to us as a nation and people. It is not a good picture. So the issue of jobs is very, very important. The issue of jobs in this country, the people voted you on the basis of unemployment. The people voted you because they wanted to be employed. The people voted you because they wanted the economy to be as good as it should, so that their purchasing power can be a one that can commensurate with the salaries they are making. On the average, civil servants in this country make 150 or so. 150 to pay house rent, 150 to pay children's school fees, 150 to feed the home, 150 to transport yourself, 150 to buy provision, 150 to pay electricity bill. That is, if you have access to electricity. What can 150 do, Mr. President? What can 150 do? The last time I listened to Mr. Cummings, he said civil servants can make at least 300 USD, 300 United States dollars. And other people tend to argue it. This is a man who understands the economy. This is a man who has worked on the international scene, in the international community, and he knows exactly how things work. And he is telling you that civil servants in this country, with the resources we have, with the budget that we have, even though we expend government money loosely, civil servants can make 300 USD. And when that starts, civil servants, as the years go by, their salaries can be increased and improved. Indeed. That's it. In 2017, to backtrack a little bit, Mr. Cummings argued that the budget of this country can be increased to $1 billion. To $1 billion. Other people argued against that. They said, no, it is impossible. It is not realistic. His projection at the time is not realistic. How can Liberia move from 700 million to 1 billion? Today, we are celebrating 1 billion budget. We are celebrating 1 billion budget. But you know what makes the matter worse is the fact that over 90% of the monies that are being generated by government through domestic resource mobilization, international loans, and tax payment is being expended right within the government. Only 5% is being directed to national transformation and improvement of the socio-economic conditions of the people. How can we move forward as a nation and people? How can we? How can we? And that has been the argument of Mr. Cummings. That has been his argument, that when we reduce the unjustifiable expenditure of government officials in this country, and how government can expend money and redirect it to sectors that are very, very important, we will understand that civil servants can make the amount of money that he talked about, that our budget as well can exceed 1.5 billion or 1,500,000,000. Indeed, we have the potential, we have the resources, we have the manpower in this country. Over 70 to 79% of our country is unemployed. Yes. So we are not lacking manpower. We have people to work, but they do not have the opportunity to work. And that is why we all should understand that there is a need for change. There is a need to transform this nation to an enviable extent that other people can recognize us in the sub region and on the continent by large and state that Liberia is making progress, Liberia is thriving. Other people cannot recognize us through the availability of huge quantity of drugs on our home soil. Other people should not be able to recognize us because of that. That is not how we should be labeled as a nation and people. So, if you are just joining us, my name is Isaac S. George, and I'd like to say thank you for joining us this evening on the National Discourse, a platform that provides you the opportunity to have your voices being heard and provides you an analytical perspective as it relates to all the major happenings across our country. I am very humble to be seated this evening to have a conversation with you. We'll open the line in the next 2 minutes so that you can place your call. But we've been discussing about the president's one of his field promises when it comes to the construction of 400 housing units across each county. It was part of his 2025, pardon, State of the Nation address. And as per our own investigation, those housing units are yet to be constructed. We gave a very vivid picture as it relates to us fixing the fabrics of our country now, right now, to secure the future. And we also talked a great deal about the issue of drugs in our country, how damaging it is to our nation's future, and how repulsive we are about this particular drug issue, and what the government should do when it comes to tackling and curbing and mitigating the issue of drugs in this country. And we also have been able to talk a great deal about the economy. How can we thrive? What can we do? What should the government not do? What is the government ought to do so that it can enable suffering Liberians that are lacking behind in terms of having access to opportunities, can have access to opportunity through the provision of jobs, because that is one of the bases for which this government was being elected. So currently dial 00777 08818716770. The numbers to call 07779599959 08817171670 07779599959 and 088171670 are the numbers to call us this evening on the National Discourse to have your voices being heard. So, as I was saying, the National Discourse is a platform provided for every one of you or fellow Liberians to have your voices being heard. So if you are listening to us, you've been following on Kia 95.9 FM, please dial 0777959959 and 0881 the numbers to call. Please contribute on the platform this evening, as we have been discussing major national issues, and it is high time that you join the conversation to have your voices being heard. So, since in fact we are yet to receive calls, we can continue having our say, right? Where is this thing? I'm coming. So, as I was saying, right, the issue of this nation is not a political party matter. It is not. It is not a political party matter. It is indeed a national matter. And every one of us should be able to join ranks. We should be able to provide our own perspective when it comes to the issue that we are bequeathed by as a nation and people. So if you are just joining us, please call 0777959959, 0881871670. The numbers to call 0777759959, 0881871670. The numbers to dial this evening to form part of the conversation on the national discourse this evening, where we have conversations surrounding major national issues across our country. And we look forward to your participation as usual on our own, platform this evening on the national discourse. So we are here to have calls, right? Okay. So let us just continue. Like we were talking about the economy of this nation. The economy of the country. Good evening. Your name is, and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Your name is, and
yeah, this is Bro Morgan from EAW Junction.
Okay, Moses, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for the topic of no other discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to say is that, to be saying something with logic, and that now even later on the day I think here when you know with all those things. We who voted the organization, or party, so we're facing problems. We're facing serious problems. Even yesterday was day holiday, they go holiday. If I tell you that some people, they never have, so if it says, get one cup of red, you will never believe it.
Wow.
You will never believe it. I have $500. The B-Day, I to do something for myself. I have to take that money and give it to someone. Because that person never have food to eat.
Wow.
How will you have voted this particular party? House to house, window to window, door to door. But because of the man who basically have voted the party, if I even say go to a place, I will be outside there looking at people just like they know people. But when I blame myself, I don't blame nobody. On the line of the drug issue, like when I live in the Nigeria band that beside me here, not distributing drugs to those children.
Wow.
community are damaged completely. Then the same Nigeria men will say, oh, the Liberia, Georgia, they are stupid people. In Nigeria, able to go Nigeria to distribute drugs to their people, and then you telling the Nigeria that yeah, your Georgia are stupid because what they look for it. When people do those things, they ban them just for common, just for little or nothing. So my brother, we are in the hand of God. Only God alone, we are in the hand of God.
Okay.
To be friends from all who are not working, enjoy we are time. I put a unity party. But if I say two, we say, oh, this, that. Joy we are time for all, we never face problems, though we never wait with joy we are government. But most of those ministers, they were stretching hands to people. Yes, they were stretching hands to people. So I never started, so I never went in joy we are government, but my own government.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's something pitiful.
It's very pitiful.
Thank you, my yes. Thank you, dear.
Thank you for joining us. I think we have another call there. I think we lost that caller. Do we have another call there? Please dial as yes. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from? We've lost that other caller is again. Let me reread the numbers: 07779599959 0881871670. The numbers to call 0 triple. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
Good evening.
Yes. Please state your name and tell us where are you joining us from.
I'm Jerry Kyle. I live in Fiamma Market.
Okay, Mr. Kine, please speak to us.
Yeah, I was there, according to my understanding, I was there. The main reason we are still living in poverty in Liberia, we are still doing things like normal day, way back. Or we call it Berigo system. The system we live in now is because we are living in a bad condition. Yes, if you live in Berigo system, it means that we need to change the whole system because now you are living a modern system. And you continue to live the normal day people. Hey, you myself will die poor from here. Yes. We need to change the Berigo system. Now when you take the go from the interior, you bring it right to your house, you tie a rope on the goat neck. Then the goat just stay with you there all day. And because the goat is under your control. This is the way we're using black men in your own country. Now, if we live like that poor, so we need to do a rotational job.
Okay.
Do not use somebody who's sleeping a yard, the man sleeping for 12 hours, every day 10 hours, 9 hours. So that man becomes slave. You're using the man time all the time. Every time you're working for 10 hours, then you pay the man a living dead salary. That man becomes a living dead man.
Wow.
You getting me?
I'm listening. I'm following.
The man $70, the man living way over. He pay $100 to come to work. $100 pay away. So at the end of the month, the man spend and $30 US. Out of the, maybe making about $70 or $80.
The man spend. The man finish spending half. The man finish spending half of his transportation. Living dead.
So you need to change that system and get a modern system that the people are using today, and when you rushing in America, you want to go there to work. You graduate there from Covington, you go into the women cartoon, maybe by hour or 2 hours, this and that. You go to some kind of hotel, you work for another day, 2 hours, so the guy will make more money.
Okay. Okay,
so you need to change that medical system and kind of the real modern system.
Okay.
So man would be sweeping about 5 places,
okay.
5 areas or 7 areas.
Thank
so
you.
Everywhere that pay there for the man, it goes so he take pay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let us take another caller. There, do we have another caller? We have people on the line, but it's like they themselves felt overwhelmed by the numerous of times they called and did not get through. 07779599959 0881871670. the numbers to call us this evening to participate on our platform. Do we have a caller there? 07779599959 0881871670. Hello, good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from? Hello. Yeah. Please walk away from the noise.
I'm joining the conversation from resident LIB Future.
Yes, your name is and where are you calling us from?
I listen to you carefully.
What is your name, please?
Abednego George Dukinia.
Okay, Abednego, go ahead.
Yeah, I listen to you carefully, and I just want to say this. We as a people, we are trying two political parties.
Okay.
And since post-war, everything that is affecting Liberians today are based on those two political parties. Mr. Kunis is the best and the only alternative for whatever change that Liberian will want to see now. Because we cannot keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Okay.
We need to change something, we will get the result that we want.
Okay.
All Mr. Kumi's past record, just I will maybe say to more Liberian, they got to do more research about Kumis so they can know who Kumis truly is. To be honest, all Kumi's past record clearly tells people that Mr. Kumis is the best man for the presidency. Is the best man to transform Liberia. Is the best man to improve the living condition of the people. So that's what I just want to say.
Thank you very much, Abednego. Let us take another call there. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from? Oh, we do not. We lost our caller. 00777959959 0881871670 087779599959 0881871670. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, my dear brother. And I'm Jay Wisito Jr. I do join you from District number 9.
Okay, please go ahead, Jay Wisito.
Yeah, shortly, I first want to commend you for the show and topic on discussion. But you see, from a little boy age of the presidents, I watched the Unity Party-led government sending our life back into abject poverty. And then 2023, looking at the ballot, and then the so-called rescue risky missionaries I saw on the ballot paper, I definitely knew that there's nothing else these guys have to offer. And then if you see how endlessly President Boaga continues to sleep on us with the so-called rescue agenda. So these things are not really strange to us. President Boaga has no leadership credibility. These are men that have actually lived on our country's cover from a young boy time up to present. He actually have nothing to show independently of his own. If you take this man from government's position, definitely President Boaga has nothing to show. And then if he pulls it into a private sector, he cannot operate as an independent president. So he don't have the leadership credibility. He don't have the capacity, my brother.
Okay.
And then sad for us, he's old. He has age. Yeah, so he just like a puppet right now. And then he like a television. Somebody is just holding the remote and controlling here and there. Oh, president, they say okay, they say okay, and he's very cheeky and arrogant in the process.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So what he said, or what he want to hear, that's what you should tell him. And it's a sad time for our country.
Okay,
it's a sad time for our country.
Thank you.
So imagine we're just talking about 19.2 million worth of drugs.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we hear about 370 million. And then the 370 million is the one that has been talked about now. The 19.2, sorry, is under the carpet already.
Okay.
So this to say that if we just let the government to take charge of this investigation as we're seeing it, there is nothing tangible going to get out of them.
Okay.
So, like the ANC, Mr. Kumi said,
Yeah, please
he will
conclude.
invite his international partners. I will appeal to him, and he do that swiftly
Okay.
to get his guys and his police involved. Let we have an independent investigation team, or else we are going nowhere with this drug crisis. But sad to say, there is nothing we get out of this in the party-led government until comes 2029. And I want to use this medium to tell Liberians, let us be wise. Let us use the telling. Let us focus on Mr. Kumis. Mr. Kumi is the way. He's the alternative. He's capable. He's competent. And he knows how to fix systems. And he knows how to put things into place.
Thank you.
Going to make a different change. Thank you, my brother, for having me.
Thank you so very much. 07779599959 0881871670. The numbers to call us this evening to participate on the show. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from? Okay, we lost that caller. 0777. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
My name is Mohammed M. Kamal, calling from Brownsville, Wabusha community.
Okay, Mohammed. Please go ahead. We are listening to you.
I'm listening to both of the callers. All the time people will say, this person is the best, this person is the best. Why say we can give this government the chance to do what they think they can do to convince his mind of the Liberian? Because tomorrow, Mr. Kumi, they're talking about, even will bring Mr. Kumi tomorrow, we say he's not the best. We'll find another person again, we say this person is the best. So the best is to give the government the chance to do what they think they can do.
So, so even if the government, please don't go, even if the government is doing wrong, people should see it and remain silent?
I see what government doing.
Oh, you do not see no wrong.
The wrong thing government doing.
Wow. Okay.
Really?
Thank you very much, my brother, for joining us. Let us take the next caller. Good evening. Your name is, I think we lost that caller. 07779599959. Yes, good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
Yes, I'm Albert Taylor calling from Keba.
Yeah, Albert Taylor from Keba. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling for the caller just on the line. I was speaking about Braga not doing this, not doing that. Hello. Yeah.
I do not want you and the brother to get engulfed with a debate. You can just make your point and then we take the next caller, please.
Yeah, what I want to say is that give the government a chance. Therefore, working there, I've seen the work that I carry on, not because of jobs. I just think I have to go around and now saying this person is bad, one other person. You don't have to choose or judge anybody. You want to judge a person? So it's not kind of going and saying this person will be the best person. And that same person go and sit there, you go and talking again.
No, okay.
So the best like thing. Guys do work and say that, but that job issue ain't going to say a station, ain't reporting it. You're trying to cut it out of physical in it. So I seen this. I coming back and say all kinds of things. So when I come in, I'll talk and say, okay.
Okay, thank you so very much. How about let us take the next caller there. Good evening, your name is and where are you joining us from?
Yes, by way of introduction, I am George Emmanuel calling from Freeport. Yeah, I want to contribute. You know, it's amazing when people say that I don't doing anything.
Okay.
You know, people sit in the Moravia here, they think that Moravia is the only country. The mayor is doing, since I was born 1971. And I have been experiencing the president, though at least I saw his function. And other presidents, Waka is doing well.
Okay.
His development is decentralized. And I said, come, I'm a grown man. Come is a grown man too. Come did his glory in America.
Okay.
And I haven't seen anything that Come has done or function that he has done in Liberia for which people will predict him as the best president to rule this country.
You have not seen anything.
Please listen to me.
No, I'm asking you. Hey, hello.
Yeah, listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
I the one provided you the time, right?
Precisely.
Okay. I don't have to give you the opportunity to continue or disrupt your point. So you have the time. So what did Mr. Walker do when he was in opposition for the Liberian people?
You see, I've never reached out my heart.
But if the president is doing well, how you not get plenty credit in your phone? The president doing well, how you get plenty credit in your phone? Okay, please conclude. Okay.
And you belong in a certain, be in a certain, and you belong in a bush, go in a bush, and do brush it to plan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Some of the callers are very, very funny. I do not want to say that, but some of the points being made are very hilarious. 077795959, 0881871670. The numbers to call us this evening to participate on the platform, to have the voices being heard. We've been discussing several other national issues this evening. We can take at least 2 or 3 more calls before we leave from here this evening. 077795959, 0881871670. The numbers to call this evening to participate on our own platform and our own segment of our today's broadcast on the National Discourse, where you have several other national issues being discussed. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
Marvelous. I changed my color. I'm using different line. I'm changing my name once more.
What is your name?
I am George Yimanel, come from Freeport.
Yes, you have 1 minute.
Should I proceed?
Proceed. You have 1 minute.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that economic development is not bread and butter.
Okay.
You see, now I'm looking for my education. They have too much. What they can do, they will say they will do it. And they will fool the mountain who are not educated.
Okay.
And finally, when they place in that position, so criminal behavior.
Okay.
The issue here is that Liberia need to be very, very sensitive. And now I pray. Liberia are getting there. They are intelligent.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Other callers are on the line. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
Yeah. Zeze from Pronco, Cinco.
Okay, Mr. Zeze, please go ahead.
Yes. You see, my brother, in this country here, we got serious problem.
Okay.
You see, for me, I'm here from Lofa County. And I'm getting to my 60 years. But since then, one day, I never saw any mark of Joseph Boakai from Joseph Boakai in that Lofa County.
Okay.
We all know that Joseph Boakai, he never came from that. He not from even this country here. But you know, when people looking for power, like those people that very greedy, that waiting in that America there, when they got $1 or $2 to feed themselves, their children, every other thing they want, can they change it around us and bring it to us here in this country here? And that will not agree. 2029, we're going to change this particular, I don't know, shape, because the shape will soon cancel.
Thank you so very much.
Even people that who went all around getting in dirty water around here.
Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from? I think we lost that caller there. 077795959, 0881871670, 077795959, 0881871670. The numbers to dial this evening to be a participant on our own platform, on our own today's broadcast. Please dial 077795959, 0881871670 to participate on our today's segment of the National Discourse, where we have been discussing national issues. We have good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. You are live. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
My name is John Dennis. I'm from Pakoya.
Yeah, Mr. Dennis, please go ahead.
I want to know,
Baga is our president. Then the people been talking that Baga know about the drugs.
Why do you want to know?
You're investigating before you say you know about the drugs.
Who say Baga know about the drugs?
Oh, that's what people say that.
But why you not ask those people that we the one you got ask on this side?
Yeah, I want to ask you too. You ain't seen it.
We have not accused the president of knowing about the drugs. So thank you very much for participating. Let us take the next caller. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from?
Good evening.
What is your name? Please tell us where you are calling us from.
I'm Rated Flow, calling from Iron Factory, District 13, around the Iron Factory Community Townhouse.
Okay, sir. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Oh, we lost that caller there. We have few minutes more to go. And we have at least 4 minutes to be in this studio. Please dial 0. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from? Hello? Hello?
Hello there.
Yes, good evening. Please tell us your name.
You the only way you will survive in Africa or Liberia, change the medical system. Don't work for human being 12 hours. I think we can work 2 hours, 3 hours, rotational job. Then you will work about 5 to 4 places a day. More than you will take peso. Not to work for one slave master whole day. They pay you there by the.
Okay, sir. I mean, you seem to be very angry this evening. I don't know. Do we have a caller there? 077795959 0881871670. We have 3 minutes to go. I think we can take at least one call before we leave from here. Good evening. Your name is and where are you joining us from? Well, I think we lost that caller. 077759959 0881871670. The numbers to call us this evening to participate on the National Discourse. You know, I've been your host, Isaac S. George, and we have been discussing critical national issues that are bordering, on our country's progress. And I'd like to thank every one of those individuals that participated on this platform this evening on our today's segment of the National Discourse. We look forward to having a wonderful conversation with you all again on our tomorrow's segment of the National Discourse, where we will bring to you fascinating topics to be discussed, primarily major national happenings across our country, so that you can have the opportunity to have their voices being heard. Thank you once more for joining us, for listening to us, for following us, and for being one of our, major consistent group of individuals that usually follow this platform via live as well as via the traditional media through the radio. Again, I'm Isaac S. George. Until we meet tomorrow, God's willing. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for joining us.
LIB, stand up! Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.